Good morning, everyone. As in a uh, previous lesson in history, lesson number 3, we have read about the rule of Delhi Sultans. That means rulers who sat on the throne of Delhi. We have read about all those rulers who sat on the throne of Delhi, and different dynasties also we have read about. That is slave dynasty, Khilji, Tughlaq, Sayyid, and Lodi dynasty. So this was we have read about in third lesson, Delhi Sultans. So after Delhi Sultans, in Delhi Sultans, last dynasty to rule or sat on the throne was Lodi Sultans. So, after Lodi Sultans, now the Mughal Empire in the fourth lesson. We are going to start with the fourth lesson, Mughal Empire, the Mughals came. Am I audible? Everybody can hear me? Please type present in the chat box if you can hear me. My voice is clear? Okay, fine, Nikita. Then, now today we are going to start with the Mughal Empire. Please open your book, history book, page number 45. Lesson number 4, the Mughal Empire, and keep your pencils with you to just underline the important things which I have highlighted in the book here. Now, in this we will see that the ruling as a large territory as the Indian subcontinent with such a diversity of people and cultures was an extremely difficult task for any ruler to accomplish in the Middle Ages. That means it was a very difficult task in the earlier ages, in the Middle Ages, to have a control over the large territory, the large empire of Indian subcontinent, where different types of people with different cultural background, different traditions were living over there. So quite in contrast. So in difference with this is to their procedures. The Mughal created an empire and accomplished what had through seemed possible. That means now, uh, previously, uh, in the Middle Ages, the rulers were not able to have control over such a vast territory. But in contrast, uh, in comparison to those, now the Mughal created an empire, and uh, at least for a short period of time, they had successfully success. They were successful in holding the territories together. Then, from the later half of the 16th century, after the 16th century, they expanded their kingdom from Agra and Delhi. Slowly, these Mughals were now able to expand their empire. That means to enlarge their empire by war and all, and thus they were able to have the control over the empire. In the until the 17th century, they had controlled nearly all of the subcontinent. All of the subcontinent means overall whole Indian subcontinent were on in the control of Mughals now. Now Mughals were powerful rulers, all were powerful rulers, and they were now able to have the control over the uh, large territory. We can say that in the whole Indian subcontinent. Till here clear? Now they impose structures of administration and ideas of governance. That means that outlasted their rule, leaving a political legacy that succeeding rulers of the subcontinent could not ignore. That means they have such a good administration, and they have so many ideas of governance, that their rule was very firm and strong, and they have left the political inheritance, a good political inheritance for their coming rulers who all were succeeded. The successors of the Mughals, they got good type of administration, a large administrative territory, plus good governance. Everything was good for the successors of the Mughals to have or to rule such a large territory properly. Then today the Prime Minister of India addresses the nation on Independence Day from the ramparts of Red Fort in Delhi. Now today you see that Prime Minister of India give the message to the nation on Independence Day from the rampart. Now what is a rampart? Rampart is a defensive wall. Now, Prime Minister gives the message to the nation on Independence Day from the defensive wall of the Red Fort in Delhi, uh, and this was the residence of the Mughal Empire. Previously, earlier, it was the residence where the Mughal emperors used to live. So this shows that how much means the successors of the Mughals got the good inheritance by the successors of the Mughal got the good inheritance, good property by the Mughals to rule over the kingdom. Clear this much? Now this is the picture of the Red Fort, where it was the residence of the Mughal emperors, where the Mughals used to live. Now, next, who were the Mughals? The next topic of this lesson is who were the Mughals. Now, the question arises in our minds. Yes, Mughals were very strong. They had good hold of administration in the territory and all. But actually, who were Mughals? Now, here, Mughals, if we see that they were the descendants of two great lineages. Two great lineages means two great ancestral background. The Mughals were having two great ancestral background. Great lineages means an ancestral background. And first, from the mother side, they were the descendants of Genghis Khan, who died in 1227. So, this Mughals, we can say, from the mother side, they were the descendants. They were the means they their mother side, they belong to Genghis Khan. And who was Genghis Khan? He was a ruler of Mongol tribe, and he ruled from China and Central Asia. So this was the first ancestral descendant of Mughals, that they belong to Genghis Khan, the house where who was the ruler of Mongol tribe, China and Central Asia. Now, second great ancestral uh, background of Mughals is, we can say, that from the father side they were the successors of Timur. They were the successors of Timur means they belong to Timur family also. And who was Timur? Timur was the ruler of Iran, Iraq, and modern day Turkey, and he died in 1404. So these were the two. Who is this? Okay, I'm checking the name and I will give the name to sister principal. If you don't want to understand the lesson, you can leave the class. Erase this whatever rubbish you have done. The one who has done this scribbling, please erase it. Nobody has done? Okay, I will find the name from background and then I will let you know. Then this was, however, the Mughals did not like to call Chetna, I'm removing you from my class now. Chetna, erase all this scribbling. Otherwise, I had to remove you from my class. You're not understanding peacefully. Chetna Pancharia. You're not able to hear or what? Fine, no problem. I will give your names to sister principal and then be careful for the punishment. Not if in this class, in another class you will get nice. A phone call will come from sister principal. Now, the second we can say that the two descendants, two ancestral background of Mughals was first from the mother side they belong to Genghis Khan and second from the Tamur side. Then we see that Mughals did not like themselves to be called from the background of Genghis Khan. Why? Is a reason behind it, because the memory of Genghis Khan is that he was indulged in massacre of innumerable people. Massacre of innumerable people means he had killed many innocent people in earlier. Genghis Khan, and that is why Mughals did not like it, and they did not wanted themselves to be called as Mughals or Mongol background. And it was also linked that Genghis Khan was also linked with the Uzbeks. Now Uzbeks are, who are Uzbeks? They are Mongol competitors. Who are Uzbeks? Uzbeks are the Mongol competitors. That means they were the competitors of Genghis Khan. Clear? Now, on the other hand, the Mughals were a miniature painting. The Mughals were proud of their Timurid ancestral, not least of all because their great ancestor had captured Delhi in 1398. Now, in 1398, as Temur has captured, had hold on Delhi in 1398, Mughals were very much proud to call themselves from the Tamur background. So these were the reasons that why Mughals did not want themselves to be called as a Mongol or Mughal, and why they feel proud in calling them as the Tamurid ancestry or from the Tamur background. So these were the two reasons, and they were the two we can say ancestral backgrounds of Mughals. I think this is clear. The two ancestral backgrounds from the mother side, they belong to Genghis Khan. From the father side, they belong to Temur. But they did not like the themselves to be called from Mongol tribe or from their mother side Genghis Khan, because Genghis Khan was involved in many killing of many innocent people, whereas Mughals wanted themselves to be called from the Timurid background. Clear? Because they feel proud, and as Tamur had captured Delhi in 1398, that is why they feel proud to call them to be called by the name of this. Next, Now they celebrated their genealogy pictorially, each ruler getting picture made of Temur. Even they feel proud in having the picture with Temur. Now in the we can say figure 2, it is seen clearly over here. In the miniature painting, Temur is sitting in the center, and the descendants of the and the Mughal emperors are sitting all here. Now here we will see that the right side of Temur, uh, we have seen that Miran Shah, the first Mughal emperor, is sitting, who was Babur's great great grandfather. So Miran Shah is sitting over here. And who was Miran Shah? Miran Shah was Babur's great great grandfather. After Miran Shah, here at the right side, Abu Said is sitting, who was Babur's grandfather. And now to the left, if we see to Temur is here, and the left at the side are Sultan Muhammad Mirza, that is Babur's great grandfather, and Umar Sheikh, Babur's grandfather. Babur's father, sorry, Umar Sheikh, Babur's father is sitting here. And after that, all the Mughal emperors are sitting here, like Akbar and Shah Jahan, Babar, Akbar, and Shah Jahan are sitting over here, and Humayun, Jahangir, and Aurangzeb are sitting here. So these Mughals were means mostly very eager to have the picture with Temur, because they feel proud to call themselves Temuride, from Temuride background. Clear? Now, coming to the next paragraph, Mughal military campaigns. Now, what all campaigns, battles Mughals have fought to enlarge, to expand their territory? Babur, the first Mughal emperor who ruled from 1526 to 1530. So Babur was the first Mughal emperor. He ruled from 1526 to 1530, and he succeeded to the throne of Fargana in 1494. He sat on the throne of Fargana. Fargana is the place where he sat on the throne in 1494, and when at the age of 12 years. Now he was forced to leave these ancestral this his ancestral throne. That means he was forced to leave this throne of Fargana, uh, because of the invasion of Mongol group. And which was that Mongol group? Earlier we have just now read that Uzbeks were the Mongol competitors of Genghis Khan. So due to these Uzbeks only, Babur had to leave the throne of Fargana and had to go wander from one place to another. He was moving from one place to another, leaving the throne of Fargana due to Uzbeks. Now, while he was wandering from one place to another, moving from one place to another, he seized. Finally, he seized Kabul in 1504. Siege means he had the control over Kabul in 1504. Now, in 1526, he defeated the Sultan of Delhi also, and Ibrahim Lodi, who was the uh, Delhi Sultan at that time in 1526, the last Lodi Sultan, that was Ibrahim Lodi. And then Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi at Panipat and captured finally Delhi and Agra. So here clear how Babur got back the throne of Delhi and Agra. First, he sat on the throne of Fargana. Next, had made the control of Kabul in 1504, and in 1526, finally, he defeated Ibrahim Lodi at Panipat and captured, had control over Delhi and Agra. Now, the first and foremost immediate fear for Babur, for the Mughal authority, was Afghans. So, Afghans were the immediate threat, we can say fear to the Mughal authority, because they were very powerful at that time. So, uh, for Mughals and our homes, Sikhs, Mewar, Marwar, all these Humayun's relationship with Safavid Iran, all these we are going to read in different chapters of the same book later on. Now, coming to the table one, Mughal Emperor, major campaigns and events. Which are the major campaigns and events? That is, Babur, first of all, ruled from 1526 to 1530, and in 1526 he defeated Ibrahim Lodi and his Afghan supporters at Panipat. Then again 1527 he defeated Rana Sanga. So all these are the wars, or we can say battle, fought by different Mughal emperors at different times to expand their territories. And then 1528 again Babur defeated Rajput at Chanderi. After Babur died, his son Humayun sat on the throne. After Humayun, Akbar was there, and Akbar was only 13 years old when he became the emperor. And his reign is divided into, his reign means his ruling period can be divided into three periods. Now, first period is from 1556 to 1570, where Akbar become independent of the regent Behram Khan, who used to take care of Akbar, Behram Khan, and the other members of his domestic staff. Then second period of Akbar ruling period is from 1570 to 1585. In this, it is given about the military campaigns in Gujarat and all. And then 1585 to 1605, expansion of Akbar's empire is given. After Akbar, Jahangir sat on the throne with the military campaigns and all. Again, he started the same process of enlarging, expanding its territories and all, with the various fighting various battles, various campaigns. Then Shahjahan sat on the throne. After Shahjahan, Aurangzeb. So all these were the Mughal emperors set on the throne of Delhi one after another, and fighting many battles and wars in campaigns. They won also, and they had enlarged their territories and make their territory, their rule more stronger day by day. Now, this is the map given here of the military campaigns. Whatever the territories were made under control under Akbar and Aurangzeb. So, these were the territories: Chittor, Ajmer, Amber, Lahore, Punjab. All these territories were under control of Mughals when Akbar and Aurangzeb were the rulers. Now, Mughal traditions of succession. Now, what are the Mughal traditions of succession? How the Mughal think that who you will get the property, the share in the property of his father. Now, the Mughals did not believe that in the rule of primogeniture. Now, what is the rule of primogeniture? According to the rule of primogeniture, the eldest son should get the father's property. Father's estate means whatever father's property is there, only the eldest son will have the share. But the Mughals were not in favor of this rule of primogeniture. Instead, they followed the Mughal and Timurid custom. Instead of following this primogeniture rule, they followed the Timurid custom, according to which the division of inheritance among all the sons should be there. Whatever father is having the property, they should be equally divided among all the son, and not only the eldest son should be not responsible alone, but all the other sons should also have the equal share in the father's property. Clear about this Mughal traditions of succession? Now, Mughals' relationship with other rulers. Now, in this, you will notice that Mughal rulers campaigned. Campaigned means fought the war and had won the battle constantly against the rulers who refused to accept their authority. Now, again and again, Mughal rulers are fighting war, and they were fighting war against the rulers who were denying the authority of Mughals, and they were not accepting the authority of Mughals. So, constantly the Mughals were for fighting battle against those rulers, and then uh, making their territories also under the Mughal control. But as the Mughals become powerful, many other rulers also joined them voluntarily. But seeing the Mughals' stronghold in the Indian subcontinent, many rulers by their own choice joined the Mughal rulers. But few also denied the supremacy of the Mughals. Now, the Rajput rulers were good example who accepted the authority of Mughals. And to accept the authority of Mughals, what did they do? They married their daughters into Mughal families and received high position, but many resisted as well. Means many Rajput rulers married their daughters to the Mughals, and the example is given here. The mother of Jahangir was a Kachawa princess and the daughter of Rajput ruler Amber. Today, Amber is called as Jaipur, and the mother of Shahjahan was also Rathore princess and the daughter of Rajput ruler, and he was the Rajput ruler of Marwar. And today, Marwar is known by the name as Jodhpur. So these are the two examples where Rajput rulers had married their daughters to the Mughal family in the and received the high position in the Mughal administration. Clear this much? Now, few rulers were not in favor to accept the supremacy of Mughals, in which Sisodia Rajputs were there. They did not accepted the Mughal authority for the long time, but finally they were also defeated. Sisodia Rajputs were also defeated by the Mughals, but after getting defeated by Mughals, but then also Mughal treated them with great respect, great honor, and they had returned them the Mughals had returned them their own lands and even Watan Jagir to Sisodia Rajput. That shows how kind hearted Mughals were, and they did not harass or they did not torture the Sisodia Rajput after defeating them. The careful balance between defeating but not humiliating their opponents enable Mughals to extend their influence over many kings and chieftains. That means this uh, doing of Mughals, that though they were defeating the rulers, but they were not humiliating, they were not disrespecting those rulers, but had great impression on the minds of other kings and chieftains. Clear? But to keep this balance, it was not at all possible for to keep this type of balance for a longer time by the Mughals. So till here only end up today end up here today till here only. Read the lesson till here. Now before I you leave the class, please type present once again. In our next class, we will continue from Mansabdars and Jagirdars. Whether we are having video uploading or we are having the live class, we will start with the this topic Mansabdars and Jagirdars to continue the lesson. Please type present once again in the chat box and then can leave the class.